How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another heavy metal build series. We're going to be finishing up part 3 here, the rest of the 5.1 full auto high Capa build. I've got all the parts laid out here pretty much in order, supposedly, that we need to go in here. We'll see how everything goes. First, we've got our 4.3 Airsoft Masterpiece aluminum frame. We've got 2 pins in here, big one and a small one. We've got to pop these out real quick. And then we can get into our hammer housing. We'll take the hammer housing out, and there's a screw on the one side. Take the screw out. This piece will come out here. A little small piece of metal. I'm going to try to set that to the side. Remember how it goes. The hole right here goes over the pin. Little sleeve. And this sleeve is for our hammer. I'm going to slide our hammer over that. Now the first modification here for this full auto build is to remove this little nub right here that's on the hammer. See, this hammer here doesn't have one. This is a RA Tech. Just got it from e-Vike. Just didn't happen to have a disconnector lug on there, sear lug. So that's the first modification. If you want to try this out, is to file that down smooth. Luckily I have one already. And then we're going to slide that over the little sleeve here, and that should make contact with your sear, just like that. Okay. This is your sear right here, and then behind that is your valve knocker, and that's what comes out the little hits your valve on your back of your magazine. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of metal of the frame, we're going to put this back on. Might be a little tricky, and make sure your hammer pin, your sleeve lines up. Put this screw back in, tighten that down pretty good. Okay, then we've got to put this back into our frame, and before we put it in all the way, we've got to put in this valve reset. I took this out of the Armor Works. You see how the little notch goes in. It fits right in this little spot. There's a little groove for it and everything. And then you got to take this little disconnector spring, and this is kind of tough, but you got to feed it in to that little rounded out half round groove. The way I usually do it is take the spring in this hand, hold my thumb on here, and then just kind of start pushing the spring in, grab it with my other thumb. You'll see it popped out, didn't want to go. So I'm trying to watch the camera though, I'm not watching this. Okay, we got it in. So here comes a little more trickier part, putting it in here. Just make sure that spring doesn't snag, go nice and slow, and then when you get it in, it should be sticking up a little bit, and you will have some spring action. It should pop back up if you push it down. Okay, so that's it for that side. Now we're going to take the disconnector, and this one is supposed to be the full auto type without the little arm coming out the back, but the second modification for the full auto upgrade on this is to cut the top of this off. So what we have to do is put this in and then measure it, how far it sticks out. Let's see how it comes out the top here. Okay, I think I got to get behind the sear. Okay. Sorry if you guys can't see that. But you see how it pops up above the rail here. What we have to do is make a mark on this and then cut this off so it does not stick up above the rail. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to go ahead and put this together, make sure it's firing and functioning good, then we'll go back and we'll cut that off and see what happens. Okay, so we got that disconnector in. Now we want to take this little pin and put this little pin back in. This might be a little tricky because we're not exactly, you got to make sure we're lined up here. Let's see, mine doesn't want to go in. I shouldn't be having a problem at all. Let's see, am I loaded on the wrong side? Nope. Okay, there we go. Just got to wiggle it in there a little bit. Okay, then the large pin. Okay, both pins in, good. So you might have to wiggle it around a little bit, get it to fit. Okay, next step, our safety plunger. This is a 9-ball Lilacs safety plunger. Put in the small plunger first, then the spring into the frame. Little hole in the back here, right there. Then the long plunger, and then that's going to actuate your safety for you. Okay, now, I guess we should put it on the frame, but I should have probably put that safety plunger in on the next step. So let's go ahead and put the frame on like that. I just want to check the back, and right in the back here, sorry, I'm going to get the real light on. Come on, okay, there we go. The sear wants to contact, okay, see right here. I hope you guys can see that, but it wants to be on the back lip of that sear. Okay, that's your sear spring. The one on the right here is your trigger spring, and the one on the left is your beaver tail spring. Be careful with those because you can screw them up. If you bend them, tweak them too much, too hard, then bad shit can happen. You're going to be screwed up. So next we're just going to put these grip screws in. And these are silver, which I'm not too happy about, but oops, wrong one. I'm going to get black to replace them, so I don't like the silver. I want this gun to be all black. Besides the barrel. You gotta have that barrel. So, there we go. Put the grip screws in. And then next we're going to put the beaver tail in. Now you got to put these 2 screws in here, and then don't forget about the one in here. Sometimes it doesn't come with one of these little screws, so you got to kind of maybe improvise or find one yourself. Make sure it's a countersunk. Okay, a little triangle top. And make sure it's not too long. You might have to cut it off. So that's going to go in the front there. Where'd my screwdriver go? There we are. A little tricky. It's supposed to be a magnet. Okay, there we go. Alright, get that screw in there. And just get it tight. Don't tweak it down too hard. Here, tight's good. So, I'm good to go there. Oh, that's my plunger, safety plunger. Okay. Get that in there. Alright, God dang it, get in there. Here we go, beaver tail. Sometimes we have to release the lower hammer housing, or hammer spring housing, in order to get that beaver tail in. Just got to give it a little bit of room, push them back up. Okay, then we're going to slide our left side safety in, and then our right side, and then take your screwdriver, run it through this side, push that safety plunger in, push your safeties down, and there you go, guys. We'll put our pin in here, but we'll go to the next video, part 2, and we'll complete this full build. See you then, guys.